Shifting focus for now, the United States is reportedly considering drawing down or even removing its military forces from Saudi Arabia. Multiple reports saying the move is under consideration over a growing rift over the war against Iran. The Wall Street Journal, citing American officials, reported the U.S. is considering reducing its military footprint in the kingdom. A Middle Eastern intelligence official reportedly told the Times of Israel that relations between the two countries have substantially soured because of the war. Saudi Arabia refused to allow the U.S. to use its bases to conduct Project Freedom, which was aimed at breaking Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz by escorting stuck ships out of the channel. According to the Wall Street Journal, Riyadh's refusal to cooperate forced the U.S. to abort the mission. At the time, President Trump had claimed that it was progress in talks with Iran that led him to call off the initiative after less than 2 days. The report further added that a furious White House threatened to hold back delivery of interceptors to Riyadh. Riyadh subsequently relented and Project Freedom resumed covertly. The report saying that the U.S. is now considering reducing its military presence in Saudi Arabia. The U.S. Secretary of State visited the Gulf last week, making stops in the UAE, Kuwait and Bahrain, but did not visit Riyadh. A week earlier, the Saudi Crown Prince turned down an invitation to participate in a G7 summit in France, which was attended by Trump, remember. Sources claim that the decision was in protest of Washington's handling of the war. Saudi Arabia had lobbied Trump against launching the war, fearing that efforts to topple the Iranian regime wouldn't work and that Tehran would respond by closing the Strait of Hormuz, destabilizing the region and damaging the global economy. After initial reluctance, the kingdom and other Gulf states allowed the U.S. to use their bases for attacks against Iran. Saudi Arabia even launched a number of its own strikes against Iranian drone and missile sites. In fact, Riyadh also pushed for a diplomatic resolution to de-escalate the tensions. It took particular issue with continued Emirati attacks on Iran, fearing that it put regional energy facilities at further risk. Abu Dhabi's hardline stance against Iran further worsened tensions with Saudi Arabia that have been bubbling for the past year. The UAE pulled out of the Saudi-led OPEC in April. Saudi Arabia also pushed the US during the war to drop its blockade of Iranian ports, something that Trump refused to do until a deal was reached last month. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.